all is in the books. Now, what we traditionally do here, we do not bring up the score. Because in the one-loss column, the score doesn't count. But what we do bring up is effort and execution. And we're talking Eagles. We'll talk other NFL teams as well as we get into AJ Brown week with the Patriots and the collective practice that those guys are going to have up there in New England. Let's just start where we need to start, and that is with that effort and execution that we saw this past weekend. All right, no starters. So your young players played like shit. Poor effort, lack of discipline, 10 penalties, and poorly constructed offense. Oh, and I saw that Sean Mannion presser today. So let me get this right. On August 17th, the offensive coordinator has really no idea if he's going to be in the booth or on the sidelines to call a game? Really? You have no idea what a better view for you is heading into a game and heading into a season, and you don't think that's an issue. Holy cow. About some of the numbers here. We'll get over the drives. First quarter, 3 plays, 3 yards. Second series, 3 play, 4 yards. Third series, 3 plays, 5 yards. 9 plays, 12 yards in the first quarter. Again, your second stunk. Don't talk to me about a deep roster. Baltimore was trying to get better too with their seconds and thirds. So Baltimore's superior in how they executed on their side. They went for 440. They didn't play starters. Clearly, Baltimore's got a better overall roster than what you have. Your quarterback's not better than that guy. Your running back's not better. Your wide receiver's probably compatible with Zay Flowers, and your tight end is probably compatible with Andrews. We'll find out if the offensive line's better. And for the record, it was about effort and your young players. Here, let's go through the drives. Again, not so much about players individually. Let's go with what they did. Here's the play drive for the Eagles in this ball game. 3 plays, 3 yards. 2 minutes and 45 seconds, 3 and out. Second series, 3 plays, 4 yards, 3 and out. Third series, 3 plays, 5 yards, 3 and out. You start the game off, the guy couldn't manufacture 1 first down. That is how you put your offense out there for the first time to make impressions, to try to at least get a first down, to put your guys in a position to succeed. Okay? So what happened in the second quarter? 3 plays, 7 yards. So let me get this right. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 series in a row, they went 3 and out. Okay? 8 plays, 31 yards. 2 plays, 6 yards. That ended the half. 22 plays, 56 yards. Sean Mannion's offense with the so-called best roster in the NFC that I heard all offseason. Get this. Here, get this here. I want to show you something here. I just saw somebody say vanilla offense. I didn't see Baltimore running anything exotic. I didn't see them running anything crazy. Baltimore wasn't doing anything nuts. So, a vanilla offense? What are you talking about? Baltimore went for 440 with a vanilla offense, and they ran the ball for 142 yards with a vanilla offense. Hey, they had their twos out there as well. Don't talk. Hey, this is what you did, not what you think you're going to do. And the guy doesn't even know if he's going to call plays from the booth or from down on the field yet. This is like training wheels coordinating. Hey, and by the way, if guys like this make anything other than your second team guys in your roster played like shit, this guy here again, sky is falling? No. Your backup stunk in the first opportunity for Sean Mannion's offense. That's reality. How you doing, Suave? Here's the reality of what you saw. Your backups got killed. That you've been telling me you're the deepest roster in football. You got murdered up and down the line. You couldn't manufacture a first down at all in the entire game. Like, not one third down converted. And you're right, it's practice. And you couldn't get a first down? Holy cow. You're right. That was an exhibition game that you couldn't get a first down in. Flip it around on the other side of that. When you got 3s and 4s out there. Holy cow. That's the first impression. And like I said, then you've got a coordinator that's sitting there saying this. Hey, I got to determine whether or not I'm going to be in the booth or not. And he doesn't know on August 17th. You got a football game in a month, guy. I mean, you've got an NFL football game that matters in a month, and you don't know? Okay. It was a poor effort, and like I said, the discipline was terrible. The discipline on your team. And what's crazy, get this, there were no pre-snap penalties, really. No pre-snap penalties. You just got out-executed. Guys beating guys one-on-one. Holding penalties. Hey, then Sean Mannion saying it was a clean operation. 9 plays, 12 yards in the first half. He was cool with the coaching staff. Let me tell you something. That guy made that comment at that press conference today. It was embarrassing. He was okay with the operation with 9 plays, 12 yards. Basically what he said was he was okay with it, but the players didn't execute. Wow. Right out of the gate and on cue. There's nothing any fan that can defend what they saw on Saturday night. By the way, no starters in, thank God. Markel Bell is a great replacement for Lane. Kid showed me something Saturday, both pass protection and run. Let's take a look at that. On pass protection and run, and what the team did. They threw the ball for 83 yards, and they ran the ball for 75 yards. You had 40 plays. You're basing it on what? 40 offensive football plays? He's your replacement for Lane Johnson. That's like telling me that Darius Cooper is going to be a star. Come on, dude. Far from the deepest team. These fans are high. Every single thing that we've been telling you about, that football team is not that deep. Your margins are slimmer now than they were 4 years ago. You had bigger margins. Hey, and by the way, okay, get this. See, this stuff will not be commented on anymore. Will not be. Lowers my freaking intelligence. Cole Payton. Who is that? Some third-team guy that will be lucky to make a practice squad. Get Cole Young, Payton, in there. He makes a difference. I know you all seen soon as he ran on the field, the stadium got loud. The backup quarterback is always one of the most cheered player on any roster in any city. He plays the one position that's critical next year. Thank you, Brandon. Appreciate it. So, we're going to get into the topics here in a second. That first impression was brutal. And then the guy goes out and tries to justify it. Let me read you his comments. Need to have a better performance. Hey, thank you, doctor. We didn't play on schedule. Really? Fundamental work we need to do a better job of. He's talking about the players and execution. I thought Chris Cooper had these guys ready to go. Staff did a great job. I want to repeat that. I thought the staff did a great job at preparing for the game. What are you talking about? How delusional can you be? Hey, I'm not talking about the front 22. I'm talking about the 35 guys you got to find to fill that trash can. Great job? Where? Where was the great job? Where do you think they did a great job offensively? It had the same look to it. Horrible on third down, and you were third and long the majority of the day. Sills, do you know why I know that this thing is all confusing to the players? Why do you think? You want to know what went on? All you have to do is look at Tanner McKee. Tanner McKee doesn't know what Sean Mannion's trying to coach him. That's why that guy looks like crap right now. He doesn't understand the offense. That's why you go from one guy who called plays to this. He doesn't know what he's being asked to do. That's why you see this massive drop-off. He has basically taken the skill of Tanner McKee and gone away from it. Sprint outs, rollouts, throwing on the run, all of that. He made Tanner McKee look like the 7th rounder coming out of Stanford in that football game. A passing quarterback doesn't know the offense. You tell me if you thought he knew it. You tell me if you thought anybody on that offense looked like they were doing and knew what they were doing. Martinez is going to try to tell you here that team looked like they knew what they were doing. Really? You couldn't manufacture one first down. And theoretically a practice game. Okay? I mean, hey, and Darius Cooper, exactly what we told you he was. This guy is a dude. Terrible performance by the quarterbacks. Get this, the collective was bad. A couple spot guys did okay. Hey, when people go like this, Ty Robinson and Trotter played pretty well in the game. There were flash moments, folks. Now, how do you take that first experiment? That's what it is. You look at the experiment, you look what worked and what didn't work, and you move on, hoping to get better in the next exhibition game against the Patriots. This chat wanted Tanner to start over Hurts. Yeah, I know the chat did. We never said that. We told you that the next quarterback is not on this football team. And that notion that you're going to get a 2 for that guy, you're back to a 7th-round pick. Sean Mannion has turned that guy back into a 7th-rounder. He doesn't know what he's doing. He has no idea what he's seeing. His pocket presence went the other way. You keep talking about his confidence. His confidence is low because he doesn't understand the offense. That's why he looks different. He's the same football player. He's also being asked to do different things. That's what you saw. I mean, I watched Ty Simpson play for the Rams. That guy went 25 of 25 for 190 and 2 against Kansas City and Steve Spagnuolo. I'll tell you what, that kid looks like, you know what? I might be wrong. Sean, let me tell you this. Sean McVay had that guy playing like he was a first-round draft choice. Against lesser opponents. That guy was ready to go. Stop with the bull, people. That was the damn exact offense as last year. This is Nick Sirianni's offense, no doubt. Run, first run, second throw, third hitch. Seals, I don't even trust the practices. Look at Ty Robinson. He was around the ball and Darius Cooper was dropping the ball. That team was not ready to play. Staff did an excellent job. When I heard him say that, I was like, what? Next game, I'm going to do it from the booth. He doesn't even know if he's going to call games from the sideline or the booth. And it's August 17th. What are you doing? You mean to tell me this guy is so inexperienced? He doesn't know, and this was the plan all along. What gave me a better view of calling plays was to be on the sidelines or in the booth. We're going to find out that was the plan all along. Third down, they have to be better. You think? I mean, he thought it was clean. How can you think that offensive approach was clean with 10 penalties? You were undisciplined. Holy cow. I have never in my life seen a more delusional presser by a new OC in my life than over his skis Sean Mannion. That was an over your skis presser. Maybe he gets better. But that was over your skis. I mean, it was clean. How can you say 10 penalties, 9 plays and 12 yards in the first quarter, 22 plays for 56 yards in the first half, and you call that clean? It's delusional. It's delusional at best. Let's go by the numbers here. I mean, that team was not prepared. Your young players were not prepared to play a football game. That's on coaching and player execution and probably reversed. They don't know what they're doing. And shit, once again, you got ran over on your run defense. Every time the Eagles get killed on the run, they lose. Just like last year, you get run over in your run defense and you lose. Here, 6 total first downs for Sean Mannion. And by the way, after today, we will move on to the Patriots. This was your first learning experience with the new offense. This was your first opportunity to learn where you are. Is it going to be indicative of the season? No, but it's a learning test. You failed it. You failed it. We don't talk score here in preseason. Go Cowboys. Here we go. Here we go. DeClamp Doyle said, F it. We're running it. Respect it. Yeah, that's exactly what they did. 36 carries for 142. They weren't going to look at anything exotic. And as some of you in here say, they ran a vanilla offense too. Hey, by the way, Jesse Minter was trying to get better and trying to get his younger players better. Why was it Nick? I mean, here. A total of 40 football plays. The Ravens ran almost 80 plays, almost doubled you in plays. Why? You couldn't stay on the field. Here's something else in the plays and in the play chart. Look at this. Ravens, 9 plays, 3 series, 45 yards. 6 plays, nice job there. 7 plays, 30. 5 plays, 47. 9 plays, 84 yards. 11 plays, 47. 7 for 43. 11 for 69. 9 for 62. You couldn't get off the field again. Couldn't stay on the field. Couldn't get off the field. Your young players got killed as a collective. Hey, your first learning experience. That's what it is. By the way, this is reality talk. Quarterbacks, 13 of 25 for 83 yards passing. Wow. I mean, okay. Both teams had 10 drives. One team had 440 yards in those 10 drives. The other team had 159 yards in those drives. 10 penalties for 96 yards. And you want to hear something? You played a clean ball game, no turnovers. And you still got dismantled. Your younger players still got dismantled. Same amount of series. The depth in game 1 was awful. Couple guys out there were okay. You get washed up and collateral damage when you play well and you're playing with a bunch of players that didn't know what they were doing. Seals, that was trash. No sugarcoating. Quarterback sunk, receiver sunk, line was bad, secondary D-line bad. That's your first game experience with the new offensive coordinator. You tell me, listen, after today, we move on to Patriots. And that's your second class work. And that's your second opportunity at getting better. Your young players got mauled. This so-called depth as a collective was destroyed. They got ran off the field in every aspect. Okay? Thank God it doesn't count. The only place that it counts on who's going to play. Is it sky falling? No. But what it does show, your margins are even slimmer than a year ago. And for the record, it shows you, hey, get this, Ravens were ready to play. See this attitude? Do you think Nick Sirianni and that coaching staff doesn't give a shit? Get this. That's not what I saw. I saw your backups on your O-line, your backups in your D-line, your backups at linebacker, and in the secondary get destroyed. And unprepared. And I saw a coordinator who couldn't get you a first down the entire football game on third down. That's what I saw. in a practice game. Whatever, dude. Those guys are limited on here from now on. Eli Stowers is asked, man, do you agree? Bell was nice. Markel Bell had a good beginning. Darius Cooper went the other way. Eli Stowers is a non-factor. He's a non-factor. And by the way, you can tell that nobody knows what they're doing. You know why? Tanner McKee's all screwed up. He has no idea where to go with the football. Watch his footwork. This guy's throwing meatballs. Sills, what do you make of even Vic's side of the ball being equally trash? We know how good he is. Should we hold much stock in this? I think it was pathetic. It was an overall pathetic performance by both sides. He gave up 440 yards, 150 yards in rushing, and you're trying to tell me you're deep with these so-called edges and linebackers and secondary guys. Well, that's not what was on display on Saturday. Those guys got trashed. Man, oh man. Hard to believe people can make and trying to paint something positive out of that when the collective got killed on both sides. And they're your young players you're counting on over the next 2 years to make an impact and be the new wave of young Eagles. That's your future. Still's effort and execution doesn't change regardless of who's out there. If our starters go down, correct. Oh, by the way, hey, let me say to you something about Mekhi Lemondrop. Let's get this kid's ass out there. Dude, holy shit, another day? And the Eagles are just like, hey, I hope he's there. You know what I hope he is? I surely hope he is what Cooper did. And Cooper DeJean. I pray to God he gets into a game and he starts playing the same way that Cooper DeJean did. And he has that impact. Because so far, his first 5 months have been brutal as an Eagle. He's been hurt every week since the Eagles have had him. It's been a brutal start to his career. Yeah, to be honest, I don't think anyone that played, with the exception of a couple, should be seen as legit future team. We need to hit on our drafts for the next several years. We're in trouble. I wouldn't say that. You got Howie. What I would say is that was your young football team. Those were the young Eagles. Remember something. You've got to find 35 players out of what you saw Saturday. 35. 35 football players have to come out of what you saw on Saturday. Okay? 57 dudes. 22 starters. 35 players have to come out of that group. I mean, hey, listen. That and how you take everything into account. Like I said, I don't bring up the score for a reason. Because it doesn't count in the one-loss column. What if this player goes down? How about the situational play calling that you didn't see in that game to manufacture a first down? If Cole Payton didn't go off script, you might not have had any first downs in the game whatsoever. That's your first impression? Man. And Tanner McKee doesn't even resemble what everyone was in here saying a week ago. Hey, we could get a 2 for Tanner McKee. That guy looks like a 7th-round draft choice right now. He's back to being what he is, a 7th-round pick. That was a football game where, he was defending the coaching staff and theoretically blaming the players. Yeah. Staff did a great job putting the game plan together. I thought we had a clean operation. I was like, what? I get coach speech, and I think it's important too. But, dude, don't paint that thing into something it wasn't. You were dominated on both sides of the ball. Couldn't get off the field, couldn't stay on the field. End of story. Now, again, after today, we're on to the Patriots game. Okay? Depth of the football team on Saturday night did not show up. Yeah, but I see teams across the league with young players standing out on tape this week. The Scriblings, the Cowboys' young players, Miami, etc. I didn't see anyone on the Eagles flash. Backups, but still. And what you didn't see also was your new OC doing anything to get you guys to be able to move the sticks. Get this. Kyle Shanahan with backup football players on offense moved the sticks in that playoff game. Sean Mannion couldn't move the sticks with his backups versus the Ravens' backups to get a first down on 3rd down. My mistake, McKee Slurpers. I agree with Johnny here. There are a lot of people saying, give him the time to improve the blocking game. And just because he couldn't do something in college doesn't mean he can't at the NFL. So wait a minute. If he couldn't do something in college, Eli Stowers, he's going to all of a sudden turn into a fabulous blocker when he's a finesse player and the finesse player that he was at Vanderbilt? Never. 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 Look how McKeister's hiding today after their boys stunk it up. Thank you, Flexen. Flexen, you never heard me say anything about that BS in what they saw. Like ever. We didn't see that. Tanner McKee was looking every time he's played the last couple of years. It's really making me think that they have these coaches done for him. What have the coaches done for him? Well, dude, Jerry, if you haven't developed Jalen Hurts as a passer, why would they develop Tanner McKee? Tanner McKee looks lost, they say. Tanner McKee doesn't look on page. Well, what have you done for the starting quarterback in the passing game? Zero. You think that's just a Jalen Hurts thing? So the quarterback that's your backup that you thought you were going to get a 2 or 3 for sucks. The passing game the last 5 years has pretty much sucked. But yet you thought McKee was going to get better. Based on what? They haven't made the starter better as a passer. That's what most disappointing in the offense was supposed to be totally changed. I didn't see anything out there that looked coherent or competent. Coherent or competent? How can it be coherent and competent when you're back to being the kings of 3 and outs? What are you talking about? I mean, I read you the play sheet. You had 22 plays for 56 yards in the first half. Where are you going with that? You couldn't even manufacture a first down, not even on snap count. Sean Mannion, get ready to learn Chinese, buddy. Okay, so Darius Cooper. Hey, son, you're not going to get a ton of opportunities. You need to take every chance you get. Sil's quarterback sucked. Irrelevant. It doesn't matter. There's no blame game here when you're trying to move up a depth chart. You don't turn around and blame coordinators, quarterbacks, whomever. Kid, you got to catch third down passes. Whether Nick Sirianni's throwing the pass, you got to catch that shit. Your chances of making a starting lineup is slim to none right now. They would put Elijah Moore in that spot before they would put Darius Cooper in that spot right now. You know why? They want to put a pro in there. I mean, if Lemon is standing up and Lemon Drop is standing up, he's going to be your number 3 no matter what. It's been gifted to him from the Eagle front office. It's been gifted. Well, you know, we thought he would be the 17th or 20th best player in the NFL draft. He's our starting number 3. Well, you would have hoped he would have been your number 2. But that drop-off from Dontavian Wicks to A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith is mountain range drop-off. But the drop-off from Dontavian Wicks to the third guy on this team is also a mountain drop. I mean, those players didn't know what they were doing out there. Sills, I've been saying that for years, but I was seen as a Nick hater. All the quarterbacks have the same issues. So why is that? It can't just be Jalen Hurts' problem. Why aren't these quarterbacks developing? You know why? Do you remember, Prince, when Michael Irvin came on this program and said this? Chan Gailey believed in a system. And he believed in a system of how you played offense and who you got the ball to. And then Michael Irvin said, I found myself sitting on the sideline sometimes on third down because Chan was calling his system. Where North Turner was putting the offensive passing game through one guy, Michael Irvin. Run game through Emmitt Smith. And it was Troy to have to figure that out. Nick believes in a system, not player. He doesn't believe in getting the ball to his best player. He believes in his system. That doesn't develop a quarterback. I want to get the football in the best player's hands. Not in Dontavian Wicks. I want to get it to Devontae Smith. Dallas Goedert. Saquon Barkley. Any one of those other guys, I could care less. Seals, I hate to say it, but if Tanner Dalton are also struggling, maybe Hurts is not the problem. It's Sirianni. I want a coordinator that builds his talent. It easily could be. Good afternoon, Sales. What's